I think Season 5, Episode 12 of The X-Files is definitely the funniest episode in the series. There are other episodes that are quirky or cute or overall less serious in tone, but this is the only one I can think of that actually elicits full belly laughs from me every time I watch it. I love it. It's definitely written for laughs, and it has Luke Wilson. And he's woke about wetlands.
We used to have swamps, only the EPA made us take to calling them wetlands.
A man after my own heart. In the cold open, a guy is running terrified through the darkness, pursued by a mysterious figure. He's overtaken, stabbed through the heart by what turns out to be Mulder. He's confident he just destroyed a vampire, but a removal of the dead guy's fangs reveals nope, Mulder just murdered a regular human. Cut to Mulder throwing a tantrum. Scully tells him to get a grip, and he says they need to figure out how the hell they got to this point. He asks her to tell him everything she knows about the case, and what follows is some horror comedy gold. I mean, it's not as good as like What We Do in the Shadows, but it's still pretty good. Bad Blood is a shameless vehicle from the Rashomon effect. In Scully's account, Mulder is arrogant, hasty, and narcissistic, while she frames herself as erudite and long-suffering. In Mulder's account, Scully is dismissive and bitchy, while he himself is patient, mild-mannered, and eloquent. Fans of the show will know that these are only slight exaggerations of their actual character traits. Hilariously, they agree on Scully's attraction to the sheriff, who is indeed a tall drink of water. I mean, obviously, he's Luke Wilson. But Mulder insists that the sheriff was a buck-toothed hillbilly. Scully says that Mulder first briefed her on a series of cow exsanguinations, try not to use that word too much, happening near a small town in Texas. There has recently been an exsanguination of a tourist, so they're off to Texas to investigate. As a medical doctor, Scully is tasked with performing the autopsy. She is unenthusiastic. She notes that the stomach contents of the dead tourist consist of pizza and that the guy's blood contained chloral hydrate, a strong sedative. She concludes that whoever exsanguinated the guy must have drugged him first. Not very vampire-y. She finishes and goes to her motel room where she orders a pizza. Mulder comes in, inexplicably covered in mud, and says that she has to perform another autopsy on another dead guy. She is super excited to do this. Just kidding, she's pissed. I would be too if I didn't get to eat the pizza I ordered. I love the second autopsy scene where she is so clearly over it and questioning her career choices that led her to this point. Whoever knew an autopsy could be so amusing. She examines the stomach contents and finds pizza again. Putting two and two together, she realizes that the chloral hydrate must be in the pizza, from the same pizza place she ordered from, which means Mulder is about to be drugged. She kicks in the door with her foot like a badass, weapon drawn, and sees Ronnie, the pizza guy. He rushes past her as she shoots at him but misses, but still manages to shoot out one of his tires. Mulder is drugged and incoherent. Scully claims that she gave chase, but somehow a drugged Mulder caught up with Ronnie first and staked him through the heart. Mulder says that while Scully was doing the autopsy, he was viewing the local cemetery with the sheriff with an overbite and spreading sunflower seeds. Mulder claims that seeds are fascinating to vampires and that they must always stop and pick them up. Also, every time they see a knot, they have to untie it, which explains why the dead guy's shoes were untied. While staking out the cemetery, they get a call telling them that an RV from the local RV park is bizarrely circling around the parking lot. They try to shoot the tires out, but it doesn't work, which leads to some hilarious slapstick where Mulder tries to... What do you call this? He just tries to grab it? Did he think he could just stop it with his body weight? Anyway, the RV just kinda stops on its own, and out falls another exsanguinated guy. Mulder tells Scully she has to do another autopsy. She takes it well.
What do you mean you want me to do another autopsy? And why do I have to do it right now? I just spent hours on my feet doing an autopsy, all for you. I do it all for you, Mulder. You know, I haven't eaten since 6 o'clock this morning, and all that was half of a cream cheese bagel, and it wasn't even real cream cheese, it was light cream cheese. And now you want me to run off and do another autopsy?
Mulder eats Scully's pizza and starts to lose consciousness. Ronnie comes in and Mulder throws seeds at him. Ronnie picks up the seeds and finally lunges at Mulder. When Scully bursts in, Mulder claims that Scully's bullets actually hit Ronnie twice in the chest. After she runs off, Mulder fashions a stake, catches Ronnie, and stakes him. Now they're in trouble. Even if Ronnie was guilty of drugging and killing 2 men, the agents are certain to be found guilty of murder themselves. That is, until they find out that Ronnie's body has disappeared from the morgue. They go back to Texas. Scully stakes out the cemetery, where the sheriff confesses that he, Ronnie, and the rest of the town are actual vampires. He says that they are good, law-abiding, tax-paying Americans, but Ronnie is such a drama queen and obsessed with vampire lore. So all this time, Ronnie was a vampire, cosplaying as a vampire. Everybody got that? Mulder finds Ronnie sleeping in a coffin in the RV park. He's overtaken by the vampire townsfolk. The next morning, the agents find themselves alive and the town totally deserted. And look, the vampire sheriff even lent her his jacket so she wouldn't freeze while unconscious in the patrol car overnight. He's such a gentleman. Everything's fine and they haven't been vampirized. Final thoughts. I recommend this episode to literally anyone. If you like vampires, watch it. Watch it if you like horror, watch it if you don't like horror, or if you just want a good laugh. It's the perfect Monster of the Week episode. So let me know what you think of Bad Blood. Are there other funny episodes you want me to talk about? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.